again. So it's nice to be here. Um, we were going to talk about abundance this month, but Reverend Mike renamed the title to reconciliation. Reconciliating, I think that's the thing. And today he put to be or not to be. I had to laugh when I did it. When I graduated from nursing school in '69, you had to put a quote under your picture in the yearbook. So my quote was to be or not to be. So I found it very interesting when I saw this talk. Anyway, it's got a whole different meaning today than it did. I ain't won't say how many. Well, it was 1969, so you know how long ago that was. So it's totally different today. When I think about it, I think about where I was and what I was thinking about and what I was doing at that point, and the idea of success and being in life is totally dependent on how well I did in my work world, how my career success and social success. That's all I'm going to say about that. But but today I was thinking about to be and not to be, and I totally feel like there's no such thing as not to be. We're always being. So when I thought about it from that place, I began to understand that where I am being, as far as life is concerned, is being on a spiritual path. And to specifically, at this point in the stage of my life, I'm really interested in how to increase my ability to align with spirit. That seems to be my whole thrust right now. And all these things change, as you go through life. And I think that as a young person, it seemed like it was totally physical. It didn't have any spirituality connected with it at all. But even then, I was seeking to be the greater self that I wanted to be. So what that has taught me and the path that it put me on is that eventually I learned that to be who I really wanted to be was to be on a spiritual path. And that path would allow me to take a whole different appreciation for being who I am and what I am. From a place of not something that somebody else has defined, but something that I define for myself. So being aligned with this on a spiritual path keeps changing. I mean, the little things that I run into keeps changing. So right now, I find myself wanting to get more in touch with this inner teacher, this inner guidance that all these spiritual people keep telling us is there. I've tasted enough of it that I think I like to do it as much as I possibly can. And that it seemed to me that it would give me more of what I have been truly seeking to feel that self-fulfillment, that self-awareness, that self-acceptance of being who and what I am. So one of the things that I'm working with in this class that I'm in is that the different understandings that homes had, right, and the different teachers had. And one of the things that we talked about was grace. And it was so sweet to be in that class, and I heard the students describing grace, and I just had to smile. All of a sudden, grace had a whole different meaning. Because somehow I had grace as something I had to earn. And then I realized, as they was describing it, I don't know if they realized it, but they described it, it's that which is always available to us. Grace is everywhere. Grace is the divine presence of life and what it is continuously offering us. It is given to us to the extent that we can open ourselves up to accept and to know and to understand that being a spiritual expression of life and doing it as a human is what this whole path and whole thing is about. Because the essence of who I am, the essence I feel like who I've always been is a spiritual being. And learning how to navigate this world as a human being through spirit seems to be a way to have it flow in such a way that I am beginning to truly appreciate that I am part of everything that's in existence. And the part that I bring to that is my part, and it's a necessary part, because what I'm living is my life. And what I'm experiencing is y'all being part of what I brought in my life. And so it gave me a whole different place to appreciate all the people around me, because this is part of it. This is what I'm experiencing. Now, I have to tell you that sometimes if I do things like look at the news, I'd be saying, why did you do this, Nancy? I have to back off from that. And even sometimes on the highway, when I feel like I got somebody cutting me off, well, in a kind of nice way, I just tell them. And then after I tell them, I begin to back off and say, wait a minute, I did that too. And one time I was I did it, and as soon as I was sitting there thinking about it, I did that too, I cut somebody else off. I said, dang. It's really, this spiritual presence and how it flows through us, it really is about our faith and our clarity and our consciousness and the thought process that we have coming on. So I'm beginning to understand it and see it almost from moment to moment in each thing that I do, each experience that I have. And recognizing this is recognizing that this concept of grace, this concept of the divine, is always with us. And to the extent that I align with it, it flows through me. But then there's a component that I found. It's like there's a law in the universe, and it just produces the thought process. And it produces exactly how I'm doing it. Like I'm sitting there thinking this guy shouldn't have cut me off, so it's reproduced me cutting somebody else off, I won't say. So, but the thing about this, understanding this and being aware of this, it is, if I shift a little bit to the idea of love, the spiritual life is love. When I shift that a little bit, and the other day, somebody cut me off, and I said, and I said, no. They said, let it go. And it was amazing how all the cars got out of the way and all the lights turned green. I said, ooh, I like this. Why can't I do this all the time? So it really is, it's taps on the shoulder like that has made me really want to. My desire to have alignment with this spirit, it's just, it keeps blooming. And I think that this opportunity to stand up and share this is part of that too. Because one of the things I felt like I was doing, I wanted to do, was to inspire other people to pursue this spiritual path. And so I found that when I first started doing it, I was, you got to get this, you kind of like want to pour it into people and make sure they get it. And then I realized that was a fix-it attitude. That ain't attitude. The spirit, when spirit does it, spirit just bows to the spirit that's in front of them and acknowledges it. And then it just keeps going. That's what love, that's the love component added to the law component. So the law and the love, and you put them together, and then it's really when the flow is so powerful and so impactful in our lives. I mean, it's not so much as we got to create this, we got to make this. It is to surrender to the understanding with love, to trust it, to have faith that of its existence, and let it guide us step by step. And it is not just sitting here in church or standing here in church, or it's something I can live day by day. I can live it when I'm sitting at the kitchen table. I can live it when I'm reading my books. I can live it continuously. So this love comes with the intelligence, and that intelligence is the Lord. It actually can direct that law in such a way that it can bring these heart desires that we have into manifestation. Now, learning how to work with this, for me, has been kind of trying to fulfill my own desires and know what is my heart's desire, and to know what's the imprint of society has told me what I should want and what those kind of things. But I don't knock those anymore, because that should got me through when I was in nursing school. I should go to nursing school. I should help other people get well. I should. So, I mean, it did some good. It took me down some paths I didn't want to go on. But it also supported me, too. So that component brought me to, this is what love does. When I focused with this self-love, it said, oh, don't knock it. I don't need to knock anything that has happened. Just look what it contributed and say thank you. Oh, the freedom in that is that I don't have to look at my past and say anything except thank you. I am feeling like in such a sense of gratitude I was thinking that song. Stevie Wonder, oh, just sang it one day. Love's in the need of love. And I was thinking how my understanding of love has shifted so drastically. Because the love I was thinking about back then and the love I think about right this moment, it's like, whoa. It's the love that is inclusive, the love that's inspirational, the love that lifts up, the love that feeds, the love that nurtures. And this love, but the most awesome concept of this love, that is not out there. I don't have to have any particular aspect out there for it to happen. It is all here. I feel like it, right now, I feel like it's enough love in me that I could, just make all the world happy. But learning to let that love flow is part of this journey, and part of what I'm working to understand and get in touch with. And I kind of like this now. I mean, it's a lot more peaceful, a lot less stressful. And so it helps me take out the judgment of it. And it helps me know that all my goals and desires I can have, and I don't have to infringe on anybody else. Because I'm working with an infinite intelligence that is able to do anything, and doesn't have any precedence. In other words, it needs nothing outside of itself. It created the whole being of you and I out of itself, and it didn't need anything to bring this forth. And so allowing that which is this infinite love to come forth from me, the dreams and aspirations of I have can come forth, and I really know that I don't have to infringe upon nobody. I don't have to step on any toes. And I can have all my heartfelt desires of being. It is really a wonderful journey. Not being infringing on another, we learned that love has given me the freedom to desire to inspire other people. And I can do it from a place of compassion, but I got a feeling that there is even greater way. That's where I am right now with the compassion. But I feel like there is even greater way for us to love and pursue our dreams, even more expanded in the sense without infringing. I don't know about you, but as I learn this stuff and I learn these laws, and if I keep trying them, practicing these principles, putting them to work, that I find that the understanding expands and grows. And right now, I have this sense that there is such a life as being able to move from the good to a greater good. Because we have this misperception that there must be some kind of suffering, a struggle to get it done. Spirit never struggled. Spirit is the infinite intelligence. So why would it need to struggle? So, and that doesn't make me regret any struggles I have had or knock any struggles that may exist. Once again, I just realized this is my process. This is me growing in awareness and an understanding of the spiritual presence of who and what I am. Being being aware of these universal truths and being aware of how things flow with life has given me a wonderful place to be in my experience of life. Now, I used to get kind of upset. I said, why do I have to get this old to get it? But then I had to get off my case for that one, too, because I got it when I was ready for it. And so I can appreciate being at the age that I am and how I'm working it. And it's getting better and better. And I'm I know that each and every one of us is growing in awareness and understanding and in a knowing that we are on a wonderful path of being. And the greatness of life is in front of us. It's all around us. And we are stepping into that idea and letting it guide us. And that's what we're here for. This is what this center is about. This is what this philosophy is about. And I thank you all for joining me on this path and this wondrous opportunity to be or not to be. And know it's all right, whichever one we choose. And I thank you for letting me share that.